Hey. It me. I don't really have anything else funny to say at the start of the stream. It's Heavensward yet again. You guessed it. Today, we are doing the level 30 to 50 Astrologian quests. I hit level 50 on Astrologian a little bit ago, and I have been steadily working on leveling Dark Knight as well. As soon as that's done, we'll do a stream for that, and then as soon as Machinist is done, we'll do a stream for that, and then we can finally actually continue doing MSQ, which will be exciting, I'm sure. That being said, the only other thing we have to do today is the Rising event, which I went through on another character to make sure that it was something that we could do that was related to stuff that we had already done, because as I recall, not last year, but the year previous, I actually didn't read the Rising event on stream because I didn't feel like it matched where we were with the character yet. And additionally, the minion we get is a character that we hadn't met and wouldn't meet for a very long time. Same deal this time, unfortunately. It's a character we haven't met and we won't meet for a very long time. But we'll get it anyway, I guess. But we're going to start with Astrologian, because fuck you, man. I make the rules. Well, I mean, I do make the rules, actually. I'm the boss of this gym. All right. Excuse me. All right. Let's begin. First things first. Bam. Also, for whatever reason, I don't have a second healing ring or a bracelet, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay. Hello, Jean. Hanging in the balance. Jean Quinard believes you and he are ready for the next step in your training, because remember, he's also still training in how to be an astrologian. Greetings, Rouge. The stars tell me you have been rigorously following Leveva's training regimen, though I harbor doubts that go out and do things while I traipse about the realm constitutes as a regimen. Still, she is all we have, so I suppose we have to make do. And, as the stars would have it, she has just sent word that she is ready for us to attempt the opening of the second Heaven's Gate. Oh, speaking of Heaven's Gate, the way that the opening song relates to our stream today is in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3, many of the main characters' stand abilities and antagonist stand abilities are named after tarot cards. And the Astrologian has cards. That's it. You are aware of the 7 heavens, are you not? Just as there are 7 realms of the underworld, so too are there 7 realms of the firmament. Each of the first 6 represent one of the 6 basic elements: earth, ice, water, wind, lightning, and fire, the 7th and final heaven representing the element's astral polarity. What the fuck is a tarot? I've never heard of those before. Well, you see, the tarot is the means by which all is revealed. And if you forget that, I will remind you up to 12 to 13 times throughout this stream, but only that number. The first 6 heavens are represented by the 6 constellations, which each revolve around the pole star. Astrologians of the Charlian school draw upon the ether contained in the celestial bodies represented in the constellations by unlocking or opening the gate to that heaven, to heaven that constellation is correlated with. There is no actual gate. Think of it as more of a portal to the soul. You're opening your mind, allowing for attunement with these distant bodies, much like one attunes with an aetherite, but on a far grander scale. I feel like that should be a chat command. Unfortunately, I already have chat commands for stuff like ACAB, Discord, Lurk, Ghost Trick, and it's just too much work to type up all that stuff. You know how it is. Now, this may come as a revelation, but Heidelin is not flat like most believe. It is, in fact, a sphere, so large that when we walk upon it, it only appears to be flat. Because it is a sphere, there are some locations better suited for others for observing certain constellations. That is what Leveva is doing right now, finding a location in which the next Heaven's Gate will rise to a position directly in mid-heaven, where it will be easiest to attune with. And it seems she has found one, near the final prayer in eastern Thanalan. Oh, I harbor no ill feelings towards you regarding Professor Mace's decision to choose you over me as a successor. To tell you the truth, I was even sort of relieved. The successor to the greatest astrologian in Charlian. Think of all the responsibility. Yeah, that's fair, buddy. Alright, let's get out of here. The final prayer. Let's get over there. Oh, there's some... Oh. Some dead guys. Quimperain? The journey here was uneventful, but the moment we arrived, we were set upon by bandits. I had no trouble driving them away, but I fear they may return again in numbers. Focus on your training, milady, and I shall keep watch. I don't believe my travels have ever taken me this far south. A tad dusty for my tastes. And warm. And dry. And brown. Yeah, it's not the best. I love Eva. Here at last, I see. Bandits have kept poor Quimperain busy, harrying our camp since we arrived. I do believe the old man enjoys the excitement, however. I'm certain it beats wiping the arse of a noble brat whoring away his uncle's fortune while dreaming of becoming a real astrologian. You guys are so mean to him. Whatever. I am very well capable of wiping my own arse, thank you very much, and Quimperain has never once complained of his duties. Of course he hasn't. Your uncle pays him to smile and nod, and I'm sure a comfortable position in the pillars beats chasing after cloud rats in the broom to flavor his soup. Also, you're talking a lot of shit, Leveva, for somebody who comes from Charlian, of all places. Are we here to trade banter, my lady? Because I was led to believe we'd be unlocking a celestial gate. You will find Quimperain has a good many uses, and I haven't the faintest doubt that he will most ably handle any ruffians who happen to come stumbling about looking for prey. Now, Ruja, and Janquinard, we must be patient and wait for the constellation to reach its highest and brightest point, a point at which its flow of ether is the strongest in relation to Heidelin. Okay. That's the same line. That's a... Oops. Oh shit, did you see I hit him with my card? Hang on, we'll kill this guy with paper cuts. Oh, I aggroed a different one. Here, we'll... Must be really hard to give a firefly paper cuts, you know? Cool, okay. Anything else? No. Leva? Be patient, Ruja. We are at the mercy of the stars and their movements. Only a fool believes she can manipulate the heavens. It is the heavens which manipulate us. We merely take cues from the hints they leave behind. Okay, sure, I guess. There's us. Right there. There, Ruja, the balance. Focus on the constellation and attune to its power. A red star! The balance represents the heaven of fire, a realm made prosperous by the blessings of the traders, but at the same time one whose equilibrium is maintained by the divine judgment of Azima, the warden. Azima's might will empower those who would take up their blades and meet divine punishment in the name of the sun goddess. And thus has the balance burned crimson in your heart, unlocking the gate to the second heaven. Now, let us speed ourselves to the next location, Little Alamigo. Why so soon, you ask? Would you rather I had you commit yourself to another several moons of using malefics to put down hedge moles? I thought not. Sure, okay. I don't... Oh, whatever. Balance blazes in the Welkin, unlocking the gate to the second heaven. Wonderful. And out we go. Hey, bud. Lord John Quinard complains of the sand, but only because he sees it as a nuisance. The sand can be a wonderful thing if you know of its benefits. For example, it can be used to polish your mail or cover your body at night to stave off the desert cold. Am I boring you, milady? I like Quimperane. He gets his moments in the sun. One gate in my first 17 years, and now look at me. Perhaps my previous methods of training were not the most efficient. Be patient, Ruja. Allow the stars to make their ascent into mid-heaven. Once they have, survey the skies and let the power run through you. Oh, again, huh? That's the same line. Okay. What do you got for me, stars? Raise your eyes to the stars and witness the violet glow of the spire. In the third heaven rises an iron tower of spinning gears and taut springs constructed by the builder himself. It is assailed without cease by the jealous Ralgar, but if the destroyer's mighty Levenbolts serve only to power the spire's clockwork soul. It is through the blessings of both creation and destruction that strength is granted to she who sees her stars rise under this sign. You have now opened the gate, and its power is yours to command. Using the Arcana to draw upon the powers of the stars they represent, this path we walk as astrologians is called the Royal Road. It can be treacherous and fraught with peril, but it can lead men and women to greatness. Why did she phrase it like that? You got something against women, Leveva? Huh? What was this, a fucking male-only job for a while? Knocking this shit out real quick. Your realm is quite the paradox. On one hand, it is full of life, magic, and wonder, one of the richest lands in all Hydaelyn. On the other, it is literally brimming over with strife. Take little Alamigo, the wretched souls displaced from their homes by the flames of war, or Ishgard, mired in its own pointless conflict with an enemy so old it does not even remember why it fights. The foolish believe that it is their fate to suffer, so they turn their gaze away from the stars, when those self-same stars have the power to show people there are many paths. But that power can only be channeled by the few, those like me and you, and, to a lesser extent, Janquinard. And it is our duty to use that power to benefit those who remain lost or misguided. Remember that, and maybe one day you will truly become my grandfather's successor. That is exactly what I have been trying to tell the astrologians of my home nation. Why disregard something that has the power to grant succor to the wounded, the power to uplift the downtrodden, to strengthen the weak? The answer to that is easy. Empowering those without power lessens the power of those who already have it. Heal the weak so they might rise up and topple those who made them weak? Why would anyone in a position of power do that? Even our great nation of learning is corrupted by this manner of thought. We hoard our knowledge so that we might remain the brightest. Why do you think it took so long for Professor Mace to visit you, Jean Quinard? Yes, I know what he told you, but that is not the whole of it. Those of the ruling quarter did their damnedest to stand in the way of my grandfather, worried that his passion for the field would kindle widespread interest in Charlian astrology. They only allowed his recent trip, knowing that he was too old to do aught of the sort. Fortunately, the ruling quarter did not realize that I would be accompanying my grandfather. Ruja, these past turns of the sun have been most fruitful. Yet while you have opened half the heaven's gates, there is still much of what we like to refer to as the royal road ahead of you. Take what you have learned here in the southern deserts and transform that knowledge into strength. If you wish to know more of the royal road, I suggest that you discuss it with Janquinard back in Ishgard. If my grandfather is to be believed, his time transcribing tomes back at the Studium Scriptorum should have left him more than capable of handling that task. Cool. And that's it. That's the entire fucking quest. Okay, cool. Awesome. I love you, Astro. Genuinely just one of the most nothing quests of all time. At least they don't get... I don't think we get an ability out of this, right? Yeah, no, because we have Aspected Benefic at 34, so... whatever. Hey, buddy. You wish to know more of the Royal Road? I seem to recall it had something to do with reassessing the attribution of an arcanum before reading it, which would result in a slight alteration of predestination. Or perhaps it had something to do with the kings and queens on the minor arcana. It was over a decade ago. Very helpful, thank you, sir. A lesson in patience. Jean Quinard appears slightly distressed. Speak with the astrologian and try to learn if aught is amiss. Are you doing well, Ruja? Well, that at least makes two of us. I cannot keep such important news from you, Ruja. Lady of Leveva and Quimperian. Just last night they fell victim to another ambush at the hands of bandits. The ever-resourceful Quimperain proved his invaluable worth yet again, with a dashing display of chivalry that would shame any knight in the sea. A statement that attests to the sorry state of our knights, but that is a chat we can have over a different cup of tea. When Lady Leveva attempted to retire to a room at that filthy inn in the Broom, hey, fuck you, that inn is great. I had our sorely disused second floor cleaned and furnished with trappings from my own home, and she's up there now and asked to see you at the moment you arrived. The lady has been given place on the second floor to recover, much to the chagrin of several of my fellow astrologians. Pah! It is not as if they ever go up there. Well, except for what's his name. What is his name? Anyway, she has asked that you pay her a visit the moment you arrive, which, if it isn't this last night's me talking, is right now. Why can't the Viscount put anything away? Shut up, you fucking losers. Hello, Leveva. And this quest is also just done now, I guess. Wait, you don't seem at all surprised to see me here. Did Janquinard tell you of the attack? Ah, damn the fool. And after I told him to keep his mouth shut. Though I suppose I must bear some of the fault for ever thinking he could do as he was told. What? Why do you care? Now, I suppose you were wondering why I summoned you to these makeshift chambers. And no, it has not to do with the bandit attacks. It appears are much more common in your realm than I thought. Okay. Now, hang on, I gotta take a drink really quick. I cannot stress this enough. This bandit attack that she is talking about happened in the city of Ishgard while she was attempting to go to her room in the inn that she had rented. Does that not raise crazy alarm bells to you? Like, come on. That's not normal. Whatever. There are times when the heavens may provide you with a vision of the future that is slightly beyond your original aim. In these cases, the stars are not flawed, only out of order. So by shuffling a card back into the deck, we are in no way ignoring or denying a future, merely postponing a reading intended for a later date and replacing it with something that better pertains to the present. I trust that you will pick up this technique swifter than Jean Quinard, Editor's note. This skill has been removed from the game. You're normally... I think you were supposed to get... You're supposed to get redraw here, but... they took it out. Astrologian is the funniest job in retrospect because almost every ability that they talk about directly in it has just been removed. Or changed so it doesn't work the way they say it does. I did it. Slings and arrows. Leveva appears to be fully recovered from her ordeal with the bandits and is ready to continue your training. Budget screaming in the distance. I know. I am half curious about asking them what they think about, like, the current Astro changes, but, like, they just don't like 14 so much anymore that I don't think it would help anything. Because, I mean, it's... The way that the cards work now is at least slightly similar to how it used to be, but it's still not the exact same. Are you ready, my pupil? The gate to the fourth heaven awaits. However, the location I have chosen for attunement will not remain the most optimal for long. You are to travel with John Quinard, and I will make the journey with Whimperain. There are no objections? Good. Are you going to tell us where we're going? No? I guess we just gotta figure it out. Jean, we gotta hurry, man. If it is Lady Leveva you seek, she just left for Quimperain for Limsa Laminsa. If you make haste, you may still be able to catch them at the airship landing. Me? As much as I would like to indulge myself on the pillows of Rotano pleasure barges, there's a congress to be held in the vault, and all the prominent houses have been summoned. My presence at such an event would be sorely missed, so I fear this next lesson must needs proceed without me. I'm certain that Lady Leveva will understand. I can always open the third gate another day. Or was it the fourth? Third or fourth, it is no matter. The stars certainly will not be going anywhere. If it is Lady Leveva you seek, she just left with Quimperain for Lady Limsa Laminsa, and if you ask me, those two have grown awful close of late. I'd best keep an eye on them, lest that honey-tongued manservant of mine forget his station. What's that supposed to mean? Are they fucking? I mean, who cares if they are? Alright, Limser Laminser. Obligatory man, I really wish they went harder in making it a TCG job and mention of 7th Dragon 3. Well, sadly, I think that many people who complain about this game being too hard, who also happen to be the same people who complain about this game being too easy, would not be happy with that. Quim, what's going on, buddy? Where's Leveva? Milady, the Lady Leveva is missing. We disembarked the airship together, but became separated in the chaos of the landing. Seeing how the lady has found herself victim of bandit attacks twice since arriving in Eorzea, 3 times actually, I fear she may be targeted once again, especially considering the location. This is my first time setting foot in Limsa Laminsa, but I have been made aware of its landmarks. Might I suggest we search independently so we might cover more ground? I shall start with several of the seeming more disreputable locations, such as the Drowning Wench, the Astalica, and the missing member. Would Milady be so kind as to search Fisherman's Bottom and the Coral Tower? Let us meet at the Seventh Sage once our survey is complete. If it was a TCG job, they'd have justifications for referencing removed actions in the job quests. They were just from a previous set. Yeah, exactly. They just rotated out. But instead they're like, no man, it's Commander. Everything is available for play. But that's not true. Hey, Vikebi! 20-odd summers since I spilled from my ma's loins, and I ain't one ever heard of the word astrologian. Now, in the span of 2 bloody bells, I gone and met myself not one, but an honest-to-goodness pair of live stargoppers. Didn't see where the other fair-skinned lass buggered off to. Once as that off, though, I'll have to end up in the pleasure barges if you catch my drift. Vikebi, you know me. We've met, girl. Oh, for fun. She's off the clock. Whatever. Alright, Coral Tower. Hello, Raynor. Another astrologian. Again, Raynor, you know who I am. How odd. It is not often that even our city-state, known for its diversity, welcomes a single reader of the stars through its gate, let alone 2, and in the same day, no less. Yes, I took a few moments from my duties to speak with her about the city-state. She seemed quite interested in our dealings with the Sahagin, the Serpent Reapers, and the Garlean Empire. I told her what I could, but she left only after a few moments. It was as if she thought she was being pursued, but the Sharlayan was gone before I could assign her a Yellow Jacket escort. Okay. Oh wait, there's more people I gotta talk to. Let's go downstairs, maybe? Because I don't think there's anybody else. Yeah, let's try downstairs. Oh, yeah. Hey, buddy. Oh, I see me stuffy lass in Rumgar poking her lovely head in holes where it weren't wanted. 'Tis where we get so worldly down in the gurgling belly of the tower. Had to halt training to work out what the fuss was about. Bade inquired as to where she might find a nip or two of some strong stuff, so I pointed her in the direction of our resident apothecary, Carvalian or at the Seventh Sage. Cool. That's where we were meeting up with Quem. How convenient. I'm sure she'll be there and she'll be just fine. Now to take a long sip from my coffee as we walk in and see her. Oh, fuck, she's not here. Oh, God. Hey, man. This Lady Leveva, you said she was an astrologian, yes? It has been many summers, but there was a time when I, too, dreamed of reading the stars. To think if I had a teacher as lovely as her, my life might have taken a different direction. Lady Ruja, I bear good tidings. The Lady Leveva is scheduled to return here within a matter of bells. It seems she entered into a contract with Carvalian for the purchase of several of the apothecary's wares. An interesting girl, that one. Very rarely do we see young maidens walk the Leminson streets without escort, and almost never do they come to me seeking, spice. Still, she did appear quite uneasy, as if being watched or followed. Suspicions, I must say, not uncommon in our fair city. Might she be in some manner of trouble? Those few who agreed to speak with me at the Drowning Wench and the missing member claim the same. My short stay on the Astrolasia bore no fruit whatsoever. What were you able to find, milady? I see. So we have ascertained that the lady is being followed, and that she is aware of this fact. If this is the case, I believe she will attempt to move somewhere where she be in plain sight of as many people as possible. I doubt that will help in this town. Kidnappings and killings are conducted in broad daylight here, and when they happen, most people just keep their heads down, so as to not have them removed from their shoulders. 12, damn this town! Milady, I shall set out once more and try to locate Lady Leveva. There is still the chance that she might return here on her own, so I ask that you remain here in case she does. If she has not arrived at the rendezvous point by the time of her scheduled meeting with Carvalian, then we shall both go down to the one location that is most populated after the sun falls in Limsa, the Drowning Wench. Sure. That line from Carvalian is really interesting regarding some stuff that comes up later. But we'll talk about those when that comes up later. Took a little bit too big of a drink of hot chocolate and spilled all over myself. I'm an adult. It appears your companion is tied up. Not literally, I hope. Perhaps you should head to the wench and see if she is there, like your friend believes. Although I fear she did not make it that far, you may never find her again. At least not alive. Worry not, my starry-eyed friend. If by chance she were to arrive here after your departure, you have my word that no harm shall come to her while she remains behind the Seventh Sage's doors. Thanks, man. Alright, here we go. Hello, townsperson. Well, let me interact with you. Woman in black? What's wrong with a woman standing for you? Nothing. I'm leaving. Sorry. You there, sir! Might have seen me, lass, scurrying off towards the High Line. Where's that? Okay, that's over there. We'll go that way later, but first we gotta keep looking. Everyone knows that even though you have a lead, you should keep looking, in case there are secret leads. Nope, nothing down here so far. Wait. No, there's nothing. Why would they even let me walk down here? Come on. Whatever. Okay, we can't go that way, so I guess we just go this way. Will someone not save me? Oh, that's her. Hi, Lady Laveva. I'll save you. What? Me brave knight in shiny armor. Come and give me Gutter a kiss. Excuse me? Your Gutter? In public? Wow, Limbs is crazy. Milady, the area is filled with impostors who seek to keep us occupied while their leader pursues Lady Laveva. We must be quick. There are those about who would attempt to stall us by the means of, but it must mean the lady still eludes them. Follow me. I fear she shall not be able to remain hidden for much longer. Damn, he just phased through that guy. Also, here, let me get that off you, buddy. There you go. Ruja, we must save Lady Laveva. That's not her. Man, what did I tell you? Like moth to the flame. Salai'll be pleased when I bring her back your wings. Another imposter, Ifrit's fiery piss. Just how many of these damned rogues are there? Why did he do that? Good old NPC pathing. Hang on, I'm gonna swift cast as soon at you. Efficiency. How the fuck do you run so fast, Gwym? 2 Lady Lavevas! Which one is Lady Laveva? Which one do I shoot? Eyes, Lady Lavevi. You even have to ask, Quimperain. Lady Ruja, I cannot even trust mine own eyes. Which one is the true Lady Laveva? August Astrologian or Adolescent Astrologian? Hang on, what does August mean as a descriptor? Respected and impressive. Well, I don't know if I respect her necessarily, but this one speaks with an accent, so it's probably this one. Hey, we figured it out. Quite clever of you, Ruja, to discern which of us was the imposter. Not really, it was actually really easy. Lady Laveva, stay behind me. Evil still lurks. All's balls, I thought she was one of us. That's actually really funny. Like, oh fuck, I thought you were one of the imposters like me. Lady Laveva, you have my apologies. It was my fault. I allowed us to become separated. Why did she nod? Whatever. Do not blame yourself, Quimperain. I sensed danger at the landing, and it was my instinct to run, as ever I have. I forgot that I could trust you. Unfortunately, by the time I realized such, there was no sign of you, so I did what I could to blend in, choosing crowded places, speaking with as many of the locals as possible, though all the while feeling there were unseen eyes watching my every move. By the time I realized my pursuers were simply leading me away from you, the night had already fallen, giving them the perfect opportunity to strike. It was then I witnessed several of the bandits had disguised themselves in a garb similar to mine. I assumed this was to confuse the two of you still searching for me. It was then I conceived of the idea to play the part of an imposter myself. Why hide in the shadows when you can hide in plain sight? Hang on, wait, where is it? There it is. That's the one. That was quite brilliant of you, Lady Laveva. May I ask, were you at any time able to discern who these pursuers were? The amount of effort put in your capture would suggest they are more more than mere pirates looking to sell you to slavers. And also they can cast astrologian spells, something that you should realistically only be able to do if you have, like, training in how to do that. Unfortunately, no, and I wasn't about to walk up to them and ask who they were, or who had hired them. But that is all behind us now. Let us see if we can salvage something from this horrible night. The fourth gate ascends nearby, Ruja. Shall we not see it made yours? To the anchor yard. Oh, my favorite place in all of Limsa-Lominsa, the place that is the hardest to fucking get to because there's no aetheryte near it at all. Oh, unless we just get run over there. That's nice, at least. Hi. Can I help you guys? Well, I'll be a barnacle on a kraken's arse if it ain't the Stargoppin' lassie come to scry us our fortunes. Tell us, which of you will be dying first, like? The beet-red knight with a carp in his codpiece, or the stern-faced venturer on her high hobby horse? Hey, that one in the back looks kind of familiar. Gods damn it, how many pirates are in this godforsaken hell? This is a town of pirates. Leveva, all of them are. Nod. How many pirates are there? Yup. That's right. There's no end to them. Wait. What is it you want from me, then? Coin? Is that it? Here, you can have all I carry. How kind of you, but it ain't your purse we were hired to snatch. 'Tis you, milady. But we'll make sure your coin makes its way into deserving hands once we've tied and gagged you and left your friends here bleeding in the gutter. Also, I can't help but point out that if these titles are correct, these are serpent reavers. As in, tempered pirates. That seems kind of crazy. Oh. All the coin in the world is not worth losing my life over. Farewell, milady. You won't get away this time. There will be time enough for questions once we've torn their throats out. No, there won't. Quimperine, more pirates approach. If we tear their throats out, they're gonna die, and we won't be able to question them. Which is something we would like to be able to do, presumably. The Night Watch reported a pair of mages flinging magics down at the yard. I thought it'd be you two. Could hear the clamor all the way down to the bottom, and I ain't one to turn a deaf ear to a proper midnight melee. Well met, new friends. Your assistance is most timely. I'm having such a fucking hard time keeping track of all this shit. Do not let a pair of new blades keep us from reprising boys' attacks. Everybody shut the fuck up. Stop talking. It's nice of Vikebi to show up, though. Here, Vikebi, have a card. Here's my card. Oh no, a topaz carbuncle. What happens if we just kill you? Manservant and a maid. That's all I was told. Worked up quite the thirst I have. If you find yourself beset by any pirates or brigands, I'll be wetting my whistle at the wench. Fine spot of merrymaking if I do so say myself. Maybe next time you can learn me a couple of them star tricks. Maybe if you remember my fucking name, Vikebi. Rat? Oh! Damn. Ha! Lay down them weapons or I'll cut the old man a new grin under his chin. With what? The book? I cannot believe that actually worked. Nor can I, but then again, never have I forgot someone so credulous. Now let us do this as they do in the Fear Babes. What? You step over here, I let the man go. Easy peasy. Wait, I know you. You're the bandit leader who attacked Lady Leveva's grandfather in the Black Shroud. Someone has a good memory for being so on in years. Well then, this changes everything. First off, I can finally drop this annoying pirate accent. And secondly, I suppose I can simply kill you now, rather than after pretending to let you go once the lady has drawn close enough. By the way, this character, so fucking hot. Like, come on, guys. Absolute smoke show. Why did we cut like that? Hi, guys. Stop right there. Unhand that man, or I'll have your head tarred and on the prow of a galley by cockcrow. First maniacal marauders, then feline fishers, now the commodore of the Swiven thalassocratic navy. How many more gods in this machine is going to drop on me? Until next time, Lady Leveva. I don't have a bonk sound effect? No, I have this. That's about the closest I have. Also, I forgot that happened, so sorry. You have my apologies. I was a fool to fall for the bandit's trick. Lady Leveva's really far away. She can't hear you, man. You gotta speak up a little bit. Amazing. In all my years, that was the first time I've ever seen that feigning death trick actually work. But now is not a moment to be dwelling on our many failings. I have a dastard to apprehend. You'd be surprised how often people run after being told to stop right there. I would not be surprised. I would assume that is the first thing literally everybody does. The tone of the like 30 to 50 Astrologian quest is so weird, dude. It's so I can't describe it. There's just something like the tone like wildly changes. Oh man. I'm remembering what I can. So I don't remember too much of the level 60 Astrologian, or 50 to 60 Astrologian quests, but I do remember the 60 to 70 Astrologian quests pretty well, because those were actually interesting. And the reason why they were interesting is because they have very little to do with Astrologians. They actually have something to do with an entirely different discipline, which is why they're good. Yeah, I don't know. This first series of quests is just so weird. Lady Leveva is the pirate's bandit who... Yes, I know, and that changes little, for I still have no idea who she may be or who she may be working for. There is naught we can do until the Commodore brings the woman to justice, or until she decides to attack us again. What we can do is what we came here for, Rouge's training. Now, look to the stars and behold the arrow. The fourth heaven, or the heaven of wind, was created atop a lofty peak by Oshan the Wanderer, whose footsteps had been guided by the navigator. The wind that blows off Limlane seas guides the arrow fast and true, and so shall it deliver the weary souls of those trapped in the mire of confusion, indecision, and over-contemplation. Damn, he's upside down. The fourth heaven has opened its gates, allowing you to access its sacred penetralia. I'm sorry, that's gonna be a Google from me, Chief. Penetralia, the innermost parts of a building or a secret or hidden place. Man, I'd really like that pirate captain from earlier to show me her penetralia. Sorry about that. Don't hit that button. Sorry, I just need to take a second to reflect on what I've done. I'm sorry, women. Oh, I just looked outside. It is raining so fucking hard, and I can hear lightning and thunder in the background. It's gonna be a fucking good night, baby. From this day forth, its power is yours to interpret and wield. That power will further aid you as you continue to hone your skills. Now, let us return to Ishgard. I have a few words for a certain student of mine who felt inclined to forego this particular lesson. Are we not going to explain why he didn't show up? Because he did ask us to do that. The arrow blazes and the fuck you suck me off. Okay.
The rain is coming down so hard, dude. Yeah. Oh.
Sorry. I'm just getting really excited. Oh, God. I don't know, can you guys hear it at all, or can you only hear my air conditioner? Oh, it's good shit, man. Alright. Back to fucking this bullshit. Okay. I forget, did I talk about if I'm that I'm doing my best to be like polite about the way that I feel about this expansion as I'm doing this? I don't remember if I did or not. I promise I am. Ah, Ruja, you might have had the decency to warn me Lady Leveva was in a mood with me for not joining you. She seemed to think I was to blame for your misadventures. Now, why would that be? It is not as if my being there would have prevented the bandits from attempting to abduct Lady Leveva, those being the same bandits who attacked you in the Black Shroud, which, by the way, is another location I was not at. This is plainly something far beyond our control. And furthermore, it is not as if I was merely sipping cordials and waltzing with the baronets. I was helping further our cause. I spoke with several of the high-ranking cardinals about Lady Leveva being granted the opportunity to speak at the vault regarding Charlian astrology. What do you think of that? I was politely turned down, of course, but it is the gesture that will one day lead to another gesture, which will one day lead to a head inclined slightly in the general direction of another gesture. Little steps, my protege, little steps. You were right! Where the fuck is my rim shot button? God damn it, hang on. Fuck. I'm still not used to... Wait, sorry, let me try that again. You were right! There we go. Sorry. I'm still not used to the way that my soundboard is laid out because, as a reminder, I had to uninstall and reinstall voice mod recently because it fucked itself up for some reason. And so when I re-uploaded all of my sound effects, I had to do them in I did them in alphabetical order, basically, so now they're organized on my thing, basically in alphabetical order, which means they're not in the place that I usually expect them to be. It also doesn't help the button I have for my rim shot is really unremarkable, and just kind of looks like a mass of colors, or like a mass of grays and shit, because it's a picture of a drum, obviously. But like, you know, what else could it fucking be? Whatever. Jan Cornard appears to be monitoring you with his eyes. Why he doesn't simply call out your name is both disturbing and relieving at the same time. Greetings! Your timing, my friend, is impeccable, for it just so happens that at this very moment I have need of your assistance. Why, our lovely Lady Leveva has been out making herself a target for every cutthroat and cur in the realm, and I have been focusing my efforts on our main objective. Training? Pah! There'll be time for training and that later. No, I speak of our ultimate goal of spreading knowledge of the Charlian School of Astrology throughout the Holy See. As you know, the Vault recently turned down my request to allow Lady Leveva to speak before them. But I am not one to be turned away so easily. No, I have a plan. I will entreat Chief Astrologian for the Vault to draw up an official recommendation. The Vault will not so quickly dismiss the words of a man of such standing. Yes, I know mine uncle loathes me with a passion rarely seen even in young lovers, and there is really no reason why he would aid our cause, being a staunch opponent of change and all. But that doesn't mean we cannot try, and if we fail, then we can try again, and again, and again, until he is so annoyed that he writes us the recommendation simply to see us out of his thinning hair. And by we, I mean you. Considering how red the chief astrologian became under the last time I visited him, I reason it would be detrimental to mine uncle's health should I arrive at his place of research, and we most certainly would not want him to fall ill or collapse before he has penned us that recommendation. The chief astrologian is a furiously busy man, and despises those who would distract him from his work, especially when the cause for distraction is something he finds trivial. It is fortunate for us that our goal is anything but trivial. Now, I don't know how people feel about Jean Quinard as a character, because nobody ever talks about the astrologian quests. Can't imagine why that is. But I fucking love him. I think he's, like, one of the funniest characters in this game. Because on his surface, he appears to be, like, kind of an oafish, chauvinistic, like, overly zealous, rich kid. And he absolutely is, but he's also 150% aware that that's what he is, and uses it to his advantage. And he says shit like, yeah, we're just gonna keep fucking annoying my uncle until he either drops dead or writes us the recommendation. That's it. It's simply that easy. Hello, dipshit. What do I see disturbing me this fine evening but Jean Quinard's new scullery maid? Suppose you came here for this. Jean Quinard never ceases to amaze, does he? Not only does the lout have the nerve to ask me for aid, but then he refuses to do me the common courtesy of accepting that aid in person. Ever the entitled little shite, more worried about his popularity amongst the fairer sex than how his actions disgrace his family's name. His family is filled by nothing but pretty much pieces of shit, buddy. Like you, for example. Ah, the slackjaw. I suppose you are wondering why in the world I, of all people, would agree to such nonsense. Well, it's simple. Allowing the heathen astrologian to dig her own grave in front of the entire vault and the Ishgardian astrologian community will only serve to accomplish what I wished from the very start. Charlian astrology has no place in Ishgard. It has no place in Eorzea. It has no place in this world. And it serves no purpose but to take our eyes off what is truly important, using astrology to free us from the dragon menace and ensure man's return to Halone's kingdom. Lefeva's dithering will only makes it that much clearer. And Jean Quinard. Perhaps this will finally spell his downfall. He has only been allowed to continue this nonsense because he is harmless, too caught up in the luxury of being in line to Count Dudurendair's title, actually put forth any real effort into furthering his cause. Charlian astrology is but an oddity which he can boast about at balls to get him in bed with the slatternly maids of lower houses. His father has protected him thus far, but allowing him and this lady to speak, there will be no brushing under the rug the shame this brings forth. Jean Quinard will be finished. I think I can pretty much speak for everybody when I say that this guy, I think 100% should probably kill himself. Sorry, you guys didn't see that, but as soon as I said that, there was a lightning flash. And there's the thunder. There was a lightning flash in the background as soon as I said it. I literally low-tier godded this guy. Anyway. Wait, hang on. I have an image. I don't need to name it. Pictures. There we go. Why don't you build a bridge and jump off it? That's it. That's the joke. Tell him what I told you. If you wish, I am not one to conceal my intentions, and truth be told, I sincerely hope that enlightening him on my views will somehow show him the error of his ways, and compel the little shite to abandon this foolishness and crawl back into his cups. Yeah, no, this guy deserves to die. I don't think there's, like, there are a lot of people in Ishgard who I despise on, like, a personal level. That guy, top of the rankings, man. Literally never does anything helpful, only ever talks to us with contempt, is involved in the profession of Ishgardian astrology, which is still, as I cannot stress enough, the stupidest fucking thing ever. And then, like... And then this shit, man. The way... And let us also not forget that Jean Quinard is his nephew. If you... Like, the only way that you could ever get an uncle to talk about you like that is if he was like a weird Catholic guy and you were like a gay person and he's like super homophobic. That's how he talks about Jean Quinard, which actually, now that I think about it, is almost exactly what it is, except Jean Quinard isn't... Well, I don't know, I wouldn't say he's gay. He could be gay, but it's also possible that he... I mean, he's just a slut is what he is, right? Like, and that's not a bad thing. All Ishgardians desire to be sluts, but they can't all do it because they have social conventions or whatever. Hey, man. Inform me right away once Chief Astrologian Forlamont has denied my request for a letter of recommendation so we might begin work on our next request. No need. Formal request. A letter to the Holy See officially requesting the assembly of Ishgard's top astrologians to discuss a matter of the utmost import. Is this... It cannot be. It is! The seal is Forlamont's! How did you... What did he say? No, wait. Mayhap it is better that I do not know. No, you actually should know You should know this. Well, this changes everything. I will have to arrange another meeting with the vault, summon the cardinals to Durandare Manor. We will need wine and sparrow-stuffed pheasant and pheasant-stuffed goose and goose-stuffed chocobo and... Bars, a whole troop. Not to eat, of course. No, I fear I will not be able to join you on Lady Leveva's next opening of the gates. Do give her my regards, though, when you see her in Mordona. Lady Leveva will surely understand the importance of my remaining here in Ishgard after she hears the good news regarding Forlamont's letter of recommendation. You will be so kind as to inform her upon your arrival in Mordona, will you not? Yeah, sure, I guess. Oh, obviously, yeah, she's out by the fucking Ratherfrost, obviously, yeah. It's worth noting, by the way, that both of the locations we went to for opening the Heaven's Gates, specifically the Anchor area, and then, what was the name of the fucking area in Thanalan? It was in Eastern, it was the Final Prayer. All of those areas are associated with a specific member of the 12. So this one is associated with, obviously, Azima. The Anchor is associated with Limelane, which is weird that it showed us Oshan, but whatever, don't worry about that. I believe, let's see, where was the next place that we went to? We went to Southern Thanalan. We went to right outside Little Alamigo. Alamigo is associated with Ralgar. I can't remember if Ralgar has another, like, shrine-type area here, because he has a shrine in Alamigo, but I don't remember if he has another shrine in Eorzea. And we're not going to be going to Halone's spot of reverence, because that is in... nope, not Abelathia's spine. It is in... Korthus. It is here. Up by... Yeah, Fury's Gaze. That's where it is. Oh, hey, buddy. Please, I cannot go back with them. Milady, bandits! Really? These guys look like Ishgardian knights to me. They all look the same. For once, we are not the bandits' target. We came across this young woman as she was being dragged into the hills. Though we drove her abductors away, I suspect they have already mustered the courage for a second attack. It's a good thing you and Jan... It's a good thing you arrived when you did. The girl claims she is a student. At the Athenaeum, and recently overheard Jean Quinard mention we would be conducting another gate opening in Mordona. She journeyed here of her own hopes of having the chance to witness your astromancy firsthand. I say we give her something to remember. Before we do, Okay, yep, nope, that's just a normal-looking lady. Good, just making sure. You can never be too sure, folks. Oh, fucking rain stopped. This sucks. I will tend to the woman's hurts. You assist Quimperain. Oh yeah, this is another good time to talk about one of the worst parts. Keep your filthy hands off me! One of the worst parts about healer duties like this. Because your allies in this are not listed in the like a party thing, they won't be affected by AoE heals like Helios, Aspected Helios. It's also very difficult for you to target them. You have to target them directly. Send in the hungry. They are merely bandits, Ruja. They cannot see things you can. They are unaware of the tragic fate which is destined to befall them. You must reveal it to them. In blood. Okay, I guess. Here, Quim. Also makes it really awkward to play on a controller since you use up and down on the D-pad to target allies on controller. Oh god, yeah, I didn't even think about that. And it's not like it would be impossible to, like, to put them into a party format. Didn't see this coming now, did you, eh? Rise, slave, and tear the bastards limb from limb. Ooh, an Arcanum marionette. Quimperain, please get out of the AoE. Jesus Christ, buddy. We should be able to rescue him, I think. He might die. Nope. Did he get, like, crit by that first one? I wonder if that's if that is the case. Oh, you'll pay for that. Will I? I kind of feel like I won't. Easy money. You have my apologies, Lady Lerva. I did not think... Your only fault was an insatiable thirst for knowledge. A realm where one must apologize for being a victim is no realm worth living in. But why would those men attack me? I believe now it is quite obvious these bandits were not meant for you, but for me. It seems certain parties fear the spread of Charlian astrology, and will stop at naught to prevent it. My Charlian constellation chart. The bandits. It must have been torn when they seized me. Here, you may take mine. I have the stars committed to memory. I don't know how I'll ever be able to... But I will think of something. Just you wait. I will repay this kindness tenfold. Ishgardian astrologers have such stupid-looking hats, by the way. Imagine having a job that is, like, a stupid white person offshoot. Well, no, sorry, not a stupid white person offshoot. A stupid Catholic offshoot of, like, an actually useful brand of, like, skill. And you have to wear a stupid-looking hat while you're doing it. Ugh, just the worst. Lady Leveva, you mentioned something about certain parties wanting to prevent the spread of Charlian astrology. Have you any idea who they might be? I do, but I shall require more proof before I can be certain. You and Ruja should be able to assist me with that. However, as they say, first things first. We do have a gate to open. Sorry, moving around on my chair. Someday I'll invest in a chair that is less squeaky, maybe. Lady Leveva mentioned before about those in power not wanting those below them to rise up. Could that have something to do with the attacks? Ruja, the fifth heaven awaits. Open your mind and become one with the stars. Okay. Here I go. Doing it. Opening mind. Here we go. Yep. There, the ewer. Focus, Ruja. Focus and let the constellation's ether twine with your own. I can't really see it behind the giant corpse, but it's fine. It is said through the fifth heaven flows a mighty river carrying the water spilled forth from the scholar's vessel. And in that water is the strength of all those who have come before and all who will follow, through spun from Nymea's loom, Thu from which might and metal is weaved. And now the power of the ewer is forever yours, and forever shall it point you to victory. While I cannot forgive our patron for skipping yet another of his lessons, I cannot deny that a passion hidden deep beneath all his posturing may have its uses. Word of our field is spreading, and our inherent nature has begun to stir. Curiosity is proving the better motivator than skepticism and faith. Our time may come soon. Stoic nod. Yeah! Woohoo! We did it! Stoic nod! Alright. Are we done? Is this quest over? Can I get gravity yet? Ewer? I hardly know her! That's what I'm saying. Back to Ishgard. Only one more quest. And then, you know what? What the heck? Well, actually, no, we still have the Rising to do, I suppose. But once we're done with the Rising, I might actually just, like, do a couple of dungeons on Dark Knight on stream. Just because this is going to be just like a 1 hour stream if I don't do that. And normally that would be fine, but, like, I didn't do too much else this week, so, you know. Do not tell me Lady Leveva was attacked again. I knew it, and without a reading, my talents grow by the day. What's this you claim? A fellow astrologian was moved by my words and went to witness the unlocking. That is amazing. I wonder who could be, though. I would certainly recall speaking in detail with a young, supple, mind. I must find this woman and hold another, special lesson with her. Okay, that's weird, buddy. Lesson? Ah, that reminds me. Lady Leveva asked me to teach you a new technique before you head to the fifth heavens. That was a big thunder. Cool. Before you head to the fifth heavens gate, which you have already gone and done. Ah, but it appears you're able to overcome your ordeal without it. Yes, exactly according to my lesson plan. You still wish me to teach you the technique? Very well then, though I do not really see the point. Gravity! AoE spell! Hooray! This actually would have been really helpful in that encounter. Gravity squeeze! Alright, level 50. Loved by the sun. Jean Poinard is nigh ready to burst with excitement. Make the Viscount wait any longer, and there is certain to be a wardrobe malfunction. Okay. Lady Leveva tells me that you are nearly ready to open the sixth and final gate. Yes, I said final. We all know there are seventh heavens, but opening the seventh is impossible. Well, except upon death, of course. An attempt to attune to the pole star would be sheer madness, and most certainly spell your doom. Ah, but look at me. Even now attempting to tutor the great Ruja, when it is obvious your talent far surpasses mine. Forgive me. Lady Leveva has yet to depart for the location of the final gate. Doubtless she fears yet another bandit attack, but for whatever the reason, she remains on the second floor and has asked that you visit her at your earliest convenience. Lady Leveva is on the second floor only because she refuses to accept the room I have offered her at Durandare Manor. It is not as if I would make any untoward attempts at sullying her honor. Having seen but half the Summers' eye, she is far too young for my tastes. Okay, you know what? A little bit of respect gained back. At least he's not a pedophile. You've come far since that fateful day our paths first crossed in the Black Shroud. And now here we are, on the cusp of your attunement with the sixth heaven. Time truly waits for no woman, does it? Before we set forth upon this task, I wish to teach you of a technique known as synastry. By temporarily enjoining your fate with that of a companion's, they will reap the star's benefit as you do. As a passable journeyman astrologian, you already wield sufficient control over ether. You need only focus it upon establishing a bond with your chosen ally to achieve synastry. Excuse me. Hooray, I did it. Spearheading initiatives. Leveva appears anxious. It might be in your best interest not to keep her waiting any longer. I believe you are ready to attune with the final constellation. The location of the next lesson is actually not far. I assume your travels have taken you to Camp Dragonhead? Excellent. I, as always, will go ahead to make my final readings. If each of our previous outings are any indication, the bandits which harry us will most certainly jump at this opportunity, so I would have Quimperane scout the area ahead of time and report any suspicious activity to the knights garrisoned at the camp. Let somebody else bloody their hands for a change, I say. Feel free to tell Jean Quinard of our plans, though I do not doubt he already has some of his own. Hello. Lady Leveva has already departed. Well, then she must have leapt from the window, for I did not see her use the front door. Dare say that means we will be traveling alone. Of course I will be attending. Why wouldn't I be? Oh. Alright. Camp Dragonhead is but a few malms south and east of the Gates of Judgment. Yeah, I know. The journey should take no time whatsoever. As for bandits, we need not worry about an assault. The camp is occupied by a full garrison of knights who patrol the surrounding hills day and night. We will not allow a flake of snow to fall on Lady Leveva's head, let alone a 30 pawns warhammer. I hope. Considering she was attacked in Ishgard already, though, I don't know if I am too confident in that. Hi, Leveva. You have a weird aura around you. That seems bad, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Ruja and Jean Quinard. Well then, it appeared giving my constellation map to that astrologian in Ratherfrost was unwise, as my readings for the location of the sixth heaven have proven slightly off. However, a second calculation has shown that we are close. The optimal location lies just to the north of here in a derelict tower known as the Steel Vigil. Oh, good. You've the look of the learned about you. Might I ask if you've seen this star map before? It was on the purse of an astrologian who came to us seeking help after being attacked. That is my map. The one I gifted the astrologian in Rathfrost. Did you mean to tell me she was set upon again? Your map? Well, then I'm going to have to ask you to accompany me for questioning. The astrologian claims she wrested this chart from one of her assailants before escaping their grasp. Lady Leveva, why would you assault the self-same woman you risked your life? Okay, buddy, you're an idiot. Because she did not, my lord. Why would you ever think something so foolish? This must be some sort of misunderstanding. I was present at the assault. We saved the young maid of which you speak from a party of bandits, and Lady Leveva gave her own constellation map to replace the one damaged by her assailants. My Lady Ruja here was also witness to the proceedings, but she can't talk. Well, we have our own witnesses who say otherwise, so unless we can have a trial and an adjudicator who can pass his judgment, this Leveva will have to come in for questioning, for she herself has admitted the map is hers. Classic cop. It is all right. I have naught to hide, and arguing here will not bring us any closer to the truth. If anything, I wish to confront this woman who would bring false accusations against those who saved her life. Very well, then. Take me where you will. I shall answer all of your questions, and you will soon learn who is spouting falsehoods. My friends, you need not worry overmuch, for I shall be in the company of temple knights, where no harm may befall me. I will return once I have proven my innocence. I'm thinking we're gonna follow them, actually. No harm, quotha! That knight was the selfsame astrologian we saved in Mordona. The astrologian who now claims we attacked her! Are you saying the astrologian was a temple knight? No, listen, milord. I'm saying the astrologian is no more an astrologian than she is a knight. I'm saying we've been played. We've fallen victim to a ruse that has handed Lady Leveva in the hands of those who have been attempting to kill her since we set foot in Eorzea. So should we maybe, run after them and do something about it, or are we just gonna stand here and talk about it? Then you are saying she won't be safe in the presence of those temple knights. Those weren't Temple knights, my lord. However, they were wearing the colors of our knights most heavenly, and if we were to assault them near the heavily garrisoned Camp Dragonhead, we would be stuck full of arrows before anyone even asked us why we drew our blades. No, I know the guy who runs this place. He would be cool with it. He would even help. No, we must shadow Lady Leveva's captors and wait for an opportunity to take her back. How exciting! Can I take point? No, of course not. If this is... Oh, yes, this is the duty I remember. I love this duty. This duty is great. Yes, I say we keep our distance until an opportunity to rescue Lady Leveva presents itself. And I say that is what I've been saying all along. Now, might I ask that you keep your voice down, my lord, or it will not matter how concealed we remain. I love that they walk slower than my walk is. Isn't that great? Classic video games right here. Surely they won't notice us following them, though. Especially with our fucking weapon out like this. Hey, look, a dude just spawned over there. And then I slash follow one of them. Let's try that. Didn't work. That was a weird noise. You, bring us some meat for the journey home. Yes, sir. Yes, okay, let's kill that guy. Our imposter astrologian has left the company to see to those ogres. Let us take her unawares. Very good, Rouge, you may follow. Haha, you fucking idiot, we're gonna kill you now! I was wondering when you'd show your face. Not here. It is as I thought. This woman is the same one we assisted in Mordona, and I do not believe she was working alone. Well, yeah, obviously, there's these guys. We must continue our pursuit. Look at him go. He's moving, bro. Hang on, can I... Nope, that's not it. Ah, fuck, whatever. I couldn't remember. I couldn't see what that said, damn it. Something about dragons or something, who cares? It is fortunate for us they are on foot. If they were to make it to, say, an airship, we would have no means of keeping up. Ah, is that an airship I hear? He's getting in steps in a roundabout way. Yeah, you know, he's doing it. Look at how closely together the footprints behind him are. So funny. Oh, Heavensward. You janky old piece of shit, you. We cannot wait for stragglers. File in. Sir, beasts approach the company. Don't worry, buddy. I'll help. Oh, that guy's... He's cool, actually. He doesn't care. Hey, how you guys doing? Doing well? How we doing? You having a good time? Yeah, they don't aggro. Because they're all the neutral type of enemy, but they just, as long as they're in this group, they will all aggro together. Where's he going? I heard something, sir. Whose footprints are these? I must inform the captain. Yeah, they could have seen him, actually, but, you know, whatever, it's fine. Where are we going, guys? Why does nobody want to talk to me? Did one of them just disappear? Would you guys walk a little, even just a little bit faster? Oh no, if they go past that, we can't attack them anymore. Some dickhead. Just as I expected. These fools have led me straight to the answers I've sought since my arrival in this backwoods realm. And if not mistaken, my trusted companions should be arriving right about... Hi, guys. I was actually walking beside you almost the entire time. Now, I'll be taking this. Damn, she's so cool. Hey, dickheads. The moment you lift off in this airship, the whole land will know you are not true Temple Knights, and you will be made to answer for your crimes. Once we're in the air, it will matter not what anyone knows, you fool. We will not be returning once we have slain you and your friends. No one should stand in the way of my fate, especially not some dog's body of the Forum. What are you guys doing out there? I want Leveva and I want her alive. Kill the rest of those and leave the corpses to their wolves. I'm not going back to Charlian. Quimperane, as you command, my lady. The situation is dire, Rusha. We cannot let them take Lady Leveva. Yep, I know. Ooh, a missive. Delicious. And that's it, everybody. That's the final duty of Astrologian. A quest that was written. Oh. Can you guys chill the fuck out, actually? We're in the middle of something. Anyway. I do not think Lady Leveva would mind us taking a peek inside that missive, would she? No, you are right. Like enough she would. Please, milady, allow me a moment to gather myself. Of course I knew the Temple Knights were false. I recognized the Astrologian we saved almost immediately, and I find it insulting they believed I would not. I also knew they would lead me to the true perpetrators if I played along, fully aware that you loyal three would follow. And I am pleased that you also knew we would somehow crawl our way through out of that little tussle with our lives, because I was uncertain for most of the journey. Well, I was certain Ruja would make it, for the stars have already told me she would unlock the 6th gate here at the Steel Vigil, the very location we ended up at despite our unexpected ordeal. Your fate, Jean Quinard, well, I never bothered reading it, for I thought that you would skip this lesson like you have every other one. That's the moon. There's nothing up there. Don't worry about it. Ruja, gaze upon the night sky and open your soul to the final constellation, the Spear. This one I think has to do with Halone, probably, right? Because it's a spear. Nope, Menfina, never mind, I was lying. The Spear is the gate to the 6th heaven, where the Fury resides in a palace of ice carved by her own spear. Or I guess it is, yeah. Ice formed of moonbeams collected by the lover, Menfina. The Spear fills us not only with the power to overcome our enemies, but also the compassion that is necessary to grant those self-same enemies mercy. There she is, Halone! And now that power is yours, to see directed to those whose fates require it. Fate, Samurai Remnant. It is done. You have attuned yourself to the 6 lower heavens, and now that you know their strength, the true journey begins. Stoic nod. What's the missive? Come on. Tell me what the missive is. Like I've said from the beginning, the stars, the heavens, the arcana, they know our fates, but they are fickle with their information. It is up to us to prize it from their hearts and use it in a manner that might benefit all mankind. Hey, can you back off, man? I'm in the middle of something here. You have my congratulations, Rusha. What has taken me more than 15 summers to accomplish, you have done, and more, in a matter of moons. But our time together has taught me that, despite what we may believe they are, we all have our roles, and each role is just as important as the other. Without taking both Quimperine and you under my wing, you never would have saved Leveva from her assailants, meaning, in a way, I saved Lady Leveva. Not that I am one to take all the credit for such heroism. Folded missive. A letter found on the body of a Charlian thaumaturge. The cracked seal appears somewhat familiar. Nor shall I take credit for this missive that never would have been discovered were it not for me taking you and Quimperine under my Ah, that cold stare. It befits this god's forsaken place. A point taken. Let us break the seal and see what we... Why, this handwriting. I have seen it many a time before. It is mine uncle's. But that would mean... It would mean the highest-ranking astrologian in all Ishgard has been attempting to assassinate us. If the tribunal were to hear of this, he would be hanged. And a hanging will only earn us another ill-tempered orthodox astrologian unwilling to open his eyes to the benefits of our discipline. No, we can use this missive to our advantage. As long as this remains in our hands, so too does the chief astrologian. Are you saying we should use the missive to blackmail Forlamalt? I am merely saying we grant the chief astrologian his life in exchange for a little assistance in furthering our just and noble cause. No more, no less. I see. You are quite the devil-it, my dear. Very well, I will summon mine uncle to the astroscope. There we can present him with our offer. Also, raising my hand here, I want to blackmail Forlamont. I want to do that. I think it would be totally cool and justified to do that, considering the circumstances. Also, I have a thought to... I have some thoughts to share about this expansion, or not this expansion, about this particular leg of the quest that I will share once it's over. And then I'm going to take a piss. Why must you insist on pestering me, Jean Quinard? I gave you your letter, now leave me be. Ah, but that would not be the only letter you've written lately, would it? Perhaps you recall a certain letter to the Forum. A letter carried by a party of less than savory characters who attempted to kidnap Lady Leveva, deliver her to her Charlian, not to mention kill me, my manservant, and my good friend Rouge here, who, you may have forgotten, is currently an honored guest of House Forton. A letter drawn up and signed by none other than you, Nuncle. Oh, but do not presume to misunderstand us. We wish you neither your disgrace nor your death. At least not at our hands. In fact, we wish very little from you. Not, you might say, in the sense that you are never again to use your influence to hamper our efforts at spreading Charlian astrology here in Ishgard. Involve yourself no more in the affairs of me or my guests, and your secret remains safe. I will even forgive you for trying to have me murdered, if, that is, you give me your word. It is not as if you've left me with much choice. You have my word, but know that silencing me will not make your nonsense any more accepted in the vault. There are others who would see you fall, others who care little whether or not I speak my piece. We are fully aware of the peaks we have left to scale. However, we shall not let that discourage us. I have been shown a path that I altogether plan on walking, and the stars shall guide my way. The stars foretell many things, my dear, and not even the best readers cannot see them all. Do not forget this. Bro folded immediately. To be fair, the amount of blackmail that this has on him is quite a bit in Ishgard. You might recall that people are hucked off of cliffs in Ishgard for less than this. So if we give them a letter that has his seal, his handwriting, that says he was trying to murder people, they would shoot this guy into the fucking sun. So we've silenced him, but to hear Tim tell it, he was the least of our worries. We did it. All right. I'm going to go take a piss, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So, let me talk about this quest line real quick. So, in case you couldn't tell by that achievement popping up, that was the end of the level 30 to 50 Astrologian quest line. You might notice that we have another quest available. That is because there's always a level 50 quest starting off the 50 to 60 quest line as well. Now, the Ishgardian jobs that you unlock are a little unique, or at least most of them are a little unique in the sense that the quest line that you go through, the story of it at least, is a continuous narrative that starts at 30 and ends at 60 instead of at 50 and then starting a separate storyline at 60, or at 50 and then continuing on to 60. So technically speaking, we have not finished everything in the Astrologian quest line. For example, you might notice that we have not figured out who that incredibly attractive Duskwhite woman was. We don't know her name. We did not confront her at the end of this questline. And in fact, really the only thing we did is almost drive an old man to kill himself, which would have been great, but we decided to blackmail him instead. The only questline that doesn't do this is Dark Knight. I would argue that Dark Knight has a very definitive start and end at 30 to 50, and then a definitive start and end at 50 to 60 as well. Those are essentially two separate storylines, but this one continues onwards through 50 all the way up to 60. It's essentially a 30-level quest line, rather than a 20-level quest line and a 10-level quest line. And this is really only worth noting because... And I really probably should have decided on this before I fucking started this, but because of the nature of these quests, I think what I am going to do is I am going to pick up and finish this quest, because it's not going to unlock anything new necessarily. It's just going to be, you know, like an unlock that gives us a hint about what the next thing we're going to be getting into. It's just a 50 quest. It's not going to give us too much, but all of the other ones will be available at 52, 4, 6, 8, and 60. So we'll do that, and we'll also do that with Machinist as well, but with Dark Knight we'll be stopping at the 50 and then starting back up on the 60 when we do those with the rest of the jobs quest lines at the end of the expansion. So we'll start this one. Charlian ascending. So eager is Jean Quinard to talk with you, it almost as if there was a giant exclamation point hovering above his head. Very funny. Now that Forlamont has so graciously agreed to discontinue his meddling in our affairs, I believe we may find our peers and colleagues more receptive to our proposals. Perhaps I shall begin with another trip to the vault to inquire about reconsidering my petition to grant Lady Leveva the opportunity to speak with the Conclave. We all have our strength, Jean Quinard, and none will deny yours as convincing seemingly sane people to do your bidding. Rouge here is a testament to that. I look forward to hearing of your progress. As for myself, there are still some questions I need answered. The first being, how exactly did Forlamont come into contact with the Charlian assassins? And why does Charlian have assassins? Quimperain, attend me. I wish to visit the Foundation and learn if there have been any sightings of suspicious foreigners. Might I suggest that Rouge do the same here at the Observatorium? Perhaps a second call on our new ally will help mine uncle recall aught he had made permitted in the heat of the previous moment. Pretermitted, rather. Yeah, this follows up pretty nicely from the previous quest, so I think it's worth doing. Hello, dipshit! 7 hells, I rue the day I never see another Charlian. Please, I've done all you ask. What more do you want from me? Blood? Or are you simply here to boast? Well, I wouldn't say no. They have to have knowledge on how things die, of course, hence the assassins. Sure, yeah, I believe that. Or mayhap you wish to know how the Charlians came to be involved in my scheme. Ha! I thought as much. If it was so important, why didn't your Lady Leveva ask me earlier? Her head is so far in the stars, she fails to see what unfolds her on the ground. The truth is, it was never my scheme in the first place. It was the Charlians. They came to me not long after Professor Mace's ship was diverted to Thanalan. Yes, I said diverted. The pirates in the Strait of Melithor, the magically manipulated storms off the Rotano, all were staged to prevent your friends from ever arriving. But when they did, the Charlians were forced to change their plans. They required help hiring local hands discreetly, something they could not do as foreigners. I agreed to lend them my aid because I felt we both stood to benefit from the disappearance of Jean Quinard and that foul chit. I was a fool not to realize that the moment the Charlians were discovered, they would be quick to betray my name. That missive was to be destroyed at the first sign of trouble. Man, you know, that's a character that I don't go back to often and, like, talk to about updates in the story, like, because I fucking hate him. But I feel like it's definitely an interesting thing to do. Hi. The Chief Astrologian. There's rarely a day where he isn't meeting with visitors from across the realm and beyond. Why, this past moon he's been entertaining guests with very distinct markings on their face. I asked Lord Forlamont whence they hailed, and he only answered, the north. Is the Chief Astrologian ill? I saw him but moments ago, and he appeared as white as a ghost in a snowstorm. That's just how he normally looks. Pasty-ass old man. Let's get to Ishgard. I don't know why. I can just hit return. It's fine. Hi. The Charlians came to him. That could only mean that mine uncle was only a pawn in a much larger game. A game that began long before we ever became involved. Think back, Ruja. The bandits of the Black Shroud, and those pirates you described that attacked you in Limsa Lominsa. They all had strange facial markings, as did our false astrologian. Yeah, except the false astrologian one was just like little stars on their cheek. It is not much, but perhaps Lady Leveva will be able to make more sense of it all. Despite the time we have spent together, I have this feeling she has yet to be completely honest with us. Ah, but look at me, a beloved relative who tries to have me killed, and the next day I begin doubting everyone. What a sad, sad state of affairs. See, this is why I love Jean Quinard. A normal person would be like, dude, my uncle fucking tried to have me killed, and he's just like, whatever. It's crazy, isn't it, out here? Perhaps to clear my hat, I should call on that fine young Viscountess visiting House Halliarnet from her family's stead in the Eastern Highlands. This information on Forlamont's associates should be relayed to Lady Leveva immediately. Would you be so kind? I seem to recall them saying they'd be questioning Highborn in the Pillars. Ever since the affair with the false Temple Knights, Quimperain has been acting more, I don't know, boldly. It is as if he even has to will himself even to address me as Milord. Do Do you think Lady Leveva is becoming a bad influence on the lad? No, I think he's just realizing that you're an idiot. But, you know. Hello? Okay. I can't remember if there are particular points in which people's dialogue around here updates, but... Hi. Milady, were you able to learn anything of import at the observatorium? A little bit. Lord Forlamont was not the one to hire the Charlians. Lady Leveva will want to know. Lady Leveva? Lady Leveva! Oh, she was right here. We must find her. I would not think any harm could come to her here in the center of the Holy See, but then again, that is what we believed back at Camp Dragonhead. I shall search the Hopelon. Might I ask you search in the opposite direction near the last vigil? Yep. Oh wait, I can just go this way, right? Hey buddy, what are you doing here? I can hardly believe it. House for Tom granting patronage to a common sellsword. Well, should I chance to meet this ragamuffin, I will say to her, good day! Suck me from the back. Did we look at what these people have to say? Nothing. They're old. Hi. Man, milady, you're like the second really attractive Duskwhite lady I've seen today. That's crazy coincidence. Anyway, I'm sorry. I think you have me mistaken for someone else. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, second. What are the chances it's the same lady? Come on, guys. That's ridiculous. Hi, Lady Leveva. How you doing? Ruja, while you were speaking with Quimperine, someone approached me from behind and placed a dagger to my back. I had no choice but to be led silently away. Luckily, my assailant let down his guard when we arrived in the shadows, and I was able to deliver him a swift kick in the groin. The classic. I've been running ever since. So Forlamont wasn't the architect of this scheme to drag me back to Charlian after all. I had my suspicions. I was a fool to believe they would simply let me leave. Do you recall when I mentioned there were people in the old world intent on hoarding our nation's knowledge? I do. Well, it appears my efforts to train you in Jean Quinard have attracted their ire. Ruja, allow me to apologize. I have not been wholly frank with you about my reason for visiting Eorzea. The truth is, I came here because of my father. My father dreamed of rekindling the Holy See interest in Charlian astrology, believing that it would be of great benefit to the embattled people of Ishgard. He came here several moons after I was born, intending to remain for only a season. However, he never made the return journey. His dream was left unrealized, and his newborn daughter left without a father. Never once did I meet him, but every night when I look to the stars, I know that those are the same skies he too gazed upon, the same skies he used as his strength and guide. It was only natural that I follow in his footsteps, in spite of the objections from my mother, who did not wish to see her only daughter lost as well. And here I am in Eorzea, almost 2 decades later, pursuing a dream my father never lived to realize. A dream that has become my own. And now, someone is trying to stop me. Well, just let them try, I say. Just let them try. Lady Leveva, a maiden of your beauty should not wander off without an escort. Monsters hide even in the shadows of the pillars. Maiden? Flattery will earn you nothing, Jean Quinard, but I will accept it nonetheless. Tell me, what did the vault say to our proposal? They accepted it. We have been given official permission by the Holy See to conduct a symposium on the wonders of Charlian astrology, with you as our guest speaker. Now come, we must hurry back to the Athenaeum and begin preparations. More than 15 summers to make ready for this moment, and now I only have a matter of days. All right. I've never seen Jean Quinard that enthusiastic about, well, anything. I suppose we'd best hurry back to the Athenaeum before his passion cools and he finds a warm bed in which to reheat it. I shall escort the lady back to the Athenaeum and hold her hand if I must. To ensure she doesn't wander off again, of course. Weird. Anyway. Also, a weird little quirk. Because Machinist, Dark Knight, and Astrologian don't have level 50 artifact gear, the gear that they give, I think, if I remember right, yeah, it's just like high level crafted gear. Hey, bud. Ruja, this has been a most beguiling past few moons. I must say, I truly did not expect the turns my fate has taken. I suppose that speaks much to my capacity as a reader of the heavens. I'm not blind to what goes on in Foundation, so I will not claim my life is in any way difficult. That does not mean I do not have my fair share of troubles, however trivial they may be. But being anything but first in line to a courtship is not all whores and rainbows. The Count only truly cares about his newly appointed heir, just like the rest of my family. They expect great things from him. From me, they expect nothing. For a long time, I tried to prove that I could be as great as my cousin. It is even why I went to Charlian. It is why I have tried to do things I had no business even trying. Then, once I realized no one was looking, I simply stopped caring, my actions becoming more and more outlandish. Because at the end of the day, that is what everybody expected. But then you two walked through that door and helped me realize that maybe life is more than the coffin that has been fitted for me. Maybe the fate I believed was mine was not mine at all. And for helping me see that, Ruja, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Wow. What a genuinely nice thing to say. Alright. And that's it for the Astrologian quest that we can do at the moment right now. However, that's not the end of the stream. We have the Rising to do. So let's go ahead and go to Lims Laminsa. Because for whatever reason, it's not in Ul'dah this year. Which is actually probably a good thing, because we are a wanted fugitive in Ul'dah right now. So, you know, don't worry about it. I am going to grab myself a drink of water. I will be right back. Okay. Up to the Ass Castle. Here's what we're going to do, actually. I'm going to put this one on, because it's low enough level that I might actually get some decent experience from doing the quest. Because it's level 15. I think it's level 15, right? Yeah. Hello! Rising to the call. The Wandering Minstrel seeks an adventurer both willing and able to help putting the finishing touches on this year's Rising celebration. Of all the coincidences, you will hardly believe it, but I was just this very moment reminiscing of the time you lent me your strength a 12-month past. You see, I again find myself in pressing need of an adventurer's aid, just as I did last Rising. Oh, if only Ruja were here, I thought to myself. And here you are! Well then, what do you say? Shall we clasp arms once more? Sure, man. My thanks. The matter is this. I have been approached by a lady named Ayoyo, who wishes to imprint her own imitable mark on the skies above Lims Laminsa. I speak, of course, of the fireworks that illumine these rising nights. Learning of my contribution to previous year's festivities, she has enlisted me to her cause. We have already the ear of the organizing committee. However, Lady Ayoyo was expressing a strong desire to consult with a storied adventurer before finalizing her proposal. Come to the Yellow Jackets guardhouse at the base of the Coral Tower, and I will introduce you. Sure. We were just down there. Hello, miss. Lady Ayoyo, one storied adventurer, as promised. Hi. I'm a wanted fugitive. Blessings of the 12 upon ye. Name's Ayoyo, cannoneer first class with the Yellow Jackets. It's an honor to have you on board. Did I mention that it is the Yellow Jackets who are in charge of this year's festivities? Not only in decorating those of fair Leminson streets, but in designing and constructing the fireworks that brighten the skies above them. Lady Ayoyo here is quite the savant in all matters incendiary and explosive, so it has fallen to her to formulate a plan for the display's crowning glory. Me and the other lads and lasses of the cannoneers whipped up a load more lovely little drakes, snakes, and devils for the Moonfire Fair, but more of the same ain't gonna cut it for the rising. 'Cause it's all about remembering those we lost during the calamity, ain't it? Them and theirs deserve something might specialer than the old bunch of old bangers. An admirable sentiment, I'm sure. It would not do for our ode to such a poignant memory be aught less than memorable. Let us make this year's rising one that the citizens of this fair realm will not soon forget. Took the words right out of me mouth, dearie. Thing is, haven't hardly set foot out of limbs all me day, so I don't reckon I'm best placed to know what's going on in the minds of the citizens of this fair realm. And so you would pick an adventurer's brain, one who has journeyed far and wide across this land we love and knows it and its people intimately. Yet before we call upon your particular wisdom, mayhap it would behoove us to seek out a wider range of opinions. Many and more look to the skies come rising night, and the thoughts that run through their minds are no doubts as diverse. Let us learn them. Sounds like a plan. Mind if I join you, dearie? Could do with a little learning more of these thoughts myself. Yeah, works for me. Right then, where's the best place to start asking around? Some of the place a lot of outsiders gather, I reckon. How about we meet in the Aetherite Plaza down in the lower decks? While you two are so engaged, allow me to continue our discussion with the organizing committee. I shall await you by the aft castle. Let's do it. This is a nice little quest. I do like this one. Hello, Ayoyo. You see them lights down Arca's Alley, dearie? Decorations for the festival, they are. Every year when the streets are all decked out for the rising, me heart fills with, well, all kinds of feelings. Sorrow, pride, regret. But enough about me. We came here to find out how the folks feel about it. Let's split up, head down the alley, and ask a few likely-looking customers each. We're on schedule here, so don't go asking every foot soul you see. 4 or 5 should do you. I'll meet you down at the ferry docks when you're done. Alright. Let's get 4. When they say 4 or 5, she means 4. That's what I think. Swazblade. Welcome, welcome. What might I interest you in this fine day? How do you feel about fireworks? Ah, information, is it? Well, if you really must know, the whizzing and banging that fills the air this season always takes me back to the time just before the calamity struck. Great festival was held to celebrate the reformation of the Grand Companies. People in the streets were hooting and hollering and setting off fire spouts, and all the ships in bay, now bedecked in the maelstrom colors, let loose their cannons. Seems so foolish now, knowing what was soon to befall us. But all that noise served a purpose nonetheless, drowning out the fear that ever whispered in our ears. It is my firm belief that the rising fireworks serve the same purpose, even now. They present a vision of loveliness, togetherness, that we might forget our fears and be given hope for a brighter future. Aesthetics, my dear girl, that's what we need. A dash of true beauty to drive the shadows from our hearts and give us hope for the future. Yeah, I believe that. Sounds good to me. Middle-aged mariner. The streets are full of life, skies are full of fire, westerly winds filling our seafarers' sails as it does our hearts. I couldn't have picked a better time to come home. You a sailor too, are you? I'm an adventurer. How do you feel about fireworks? Up with the fireworks, you say? Good on you, lass. I have a few memories of back then, if you've been here to hear 'em. I'm a merchant seaman, you see, always sailing hither and thither across the waves. Was just back from a trip to Razathan when the calamity struck. Everyone was looking up to the sky and that loathsome lantern that hung low in it. Like most folks, I don't remember much of what happened in the days before or after it fell, but I'll never forget those faces. And that's what I love so much about the fireworks. See the same faces looking up, but this time with a smile. Reminds you not only of the bad times, but how we got over them. Of course, half the folks who were watching Dalamud back then ain't with us no more. They'll be watching the fireworks too, and I reckon they'll bring the same smile to their faces as they do ours. Got a misty-eyed skygazer. Can you see them too, my love? Hi, fireworks. Tell me how you feel. You're involved with the fireworks and want to know what I think of them? Well, now, I was just wondering, just now I was wondering if they can be seen far out in the offing. Do you know? What do you mean? I see. The reason I ask is my husband is out there now. He meant to be back by rising night, but it seems the tide didn't turn in his favor. He was so looking forward to the fireworks. I do hope he can see them now from where he is, that we can share them together, no matter how far apart we may be. That is my only request to you, that you make the finale as bright as boisterous as you can, that all those who cannot be together this rising might still share in its message. There are many like me who cannot be with their loved ones this rising, whether by chance or by tragedy. It is the fireworks that bring them together, so the louder and brighter they are, the better. Convenient that we're not getting anybody who's like, hi, I'm a war veteran. I hate it when there are fireworks that go off. Please don't do it. Oh, it's, Shadobji. Shadajbi. That's the one. Hey, girl. All right there. Anything I can do for you? You're not on the clock, are you? You're asking for people's thoughts on the rise and fireworks? Would have thought a great hero like you would have had better things to do with your time, but I suppose that's what makes you a hero, eh? Helping out people in whichever way you can. Well, I'm like most people, I suppose. Think of those that I lost. My parents, most of all. Wonder if they're watching too. Swam from the bottom of the ethereal sea to see what all the crashing and banging's about. It's complicated, I suppose. I feel sad they're gone, but happy I'm not, and grateful for Betaron for saving me and so many others. If they are watching, I hope they can see me too, see that I'm doing alright for myself, that they might sleep soundly for another 12's month. I didn't learn this till long after he'd taken me in, but after the calamity, Betaron banded together some old allies from his mercenary days and a few willing adventurers. They'd go round seeking out people like me who'd lost everything and try to put them back on their feet. I just made his job easier, drinking myself stupid and puking my guts out in his gutter. Maybe I should get him a little something by way of thanks. And we know a little bit more details about that because we did the post-Moogle quests involving Betaron and his adventures. Oh, here we go. There we go. Sorry to keep you waiting, dearie. So what did you find out? Ow. My foot. Same here. Was half expecting them to just look at the pretty lights, but seems the feeling runs a lot deeper than that. Memories of the calamity still sit heavy on their hearts, but the rise in fireworks goes some way to lifting that weight. So, any ideas for the grand display? What kind of thing do you reckon it uplifts the spirits the most? Something grand and flashy, something that reminds people of the past, something that gives people hope for the future. Well, I always feel like looking forwards is the best thing to do. That's what I think. Hope for the future, eh? That ain't a bad idea. Reminding folk that however dark the night, dawn is just around the corner. Rising ain't about mourning those we lost, after all. It's about remembering the struggles of those who survived to steer us to a brighter future. Aye, that's it. That's what Limsa needs this rising. Hi, Aminus. How you doing? We're doing the rising. Quests. Ships, cannons, a departure salute, not just for the fallen, but for those setting sail for unknown shores. A vision of past and of the future. A whole bleeding armada filling Galadian Bay, lighting up the very heavens. Who wouldn't want to watch that? That sounds cool. Good luck getting it to, like, people to sign up for that, though. That's settled, then. Ah, the minstrel's gonna love it. He said he'd be up at the Aft Castle, right? I'll see you there. I will say, for the cutscenes, there is some post-quest extra cutscenes you can get. Some little, like, meet up with this character and see how they're doing kind of things. And those are always interesting to see. So I'd recommend watching those if you want. We're going to watch all the ones that we can, but there's going to be 2, I think, that we're not going to be able to see because we haven't finished Endwalker. But if you have, then you can see those. Ayo-yo! Let's see now. 1,500 weights of fire sand, 500 yawns from shore. I reckon we're going to need more ships. Our intrepid adventurer returns, and positively bursting with inspiration, I take it? I see. A traditional seafaring salute, not only to the memories of the fallen, but to the future fortune of those who follow in their wake. A most fitting proposal, I'm sure. Thanks to both of you, but our work ain't done yet. There's a lot needs sorting about before we can put this idea into action. So much to do, so little time. If you wouldn't mind helping us a little longer, dearie, I'd be forever in your debt. Let me know when you got your loins good and girded. Oh, my loins are always girded. I'm ready to gird. A display of such grandeur is not merely a matter of crafting the fireworks proper. We should require the cooperation of a great many people, several of whom may be less than disposed to offer it. We who are about to set sail salute you. Ayoyo asks for your continued assistance in seeing her plan for the rising fireworks realized. Right then, let's get started, shall we, dearie? The plan is we're going to line up the whole fleet of ships across the bay and have them fire a broadside into the sky. Before we go about finding our fleet, we need to get the plan approved by the organizing committee, and that means convincing Commodore Rayner. I'll take the lead, but I ain't exactly got the silverest tongue, nor much experience nobbling with the higher-ups. If you two see me struggling, put in a word, won't you? Of course, milady, your cause is ours. Thank you, my dears. Then to the Coral Tower. We've been heading a lot to the Coral Tower lately. We're talking to Rayner a lot, too, actually. That's a character I feel like doesn't get enough play, I think, in MSQ stuff. Nor does Bowlord Lewin. Especially because he's sat in, like, a back area that you can't get to normally. Ayo-yo! Commodore Rayner worked his way up the ranks all the way from rock bottom to the tippy top. He knows the workings of the thalassocracy in and out, so any flaws in our proposal and he'll see right through them. Last I had the privilege of meeting with the Commodore was around the time of the Calamity. I had been arrested for conspiracy to incite rebellion. Naturally, it was all a misunderstanding. Some other scurridious soul had been singing songs of sedition. If not for Rayner and his relentless pursuit of the truth, I might still be lingering in the brig. He is a shrewd investigator who will brook no equivocation. Shall we, then? Random bit of wandering minstrel lore there, I guess. That's what you're missing out if you skip these quests. Hi. Wanting to make the Rising display special, I can fathom, but the sheer scale of this proposal is beyond anything I imagined. Ayoyo, need I remind you that the first duty of the Yellow Jackets is the keeping of the peace? Filling the bay with ships will not only disturb the daily workings of the harbor, but is sure to foment agitation among the commons. Knowing this, do you still mean to persevere with this outlandish plan? I do, Commander. Every Livingston art, every Eosian art still bears the scars of the calamity. All that loss, all that hardship, all that struggle. It cut deep. But the rising ain't just about looking to the past, it's about looking to the future. Future too, and if it's our duty to watch over folk, keep 'em on the straight and narrow, like, I reckon it's our duty to see 'em off on another year's journey too. Well put. I accept that your intentions are pure, but what of the logistics? I trust you have a plan as to who exactly will be providing and paying for this fleet of yours. Yes, Commander. We're going to petition the mailship for the flagship, and the rest from, the Black Sails.
Wait, what? I was not told about this. Are you sure about that one?
Of course! One is wont to forget that those buccaneering souls remain bound to serve the maelstrom in times of necessity. Lady Ayoya would have us parley with the 3 great pirate captains and remind them of their civic duty, it seems. Aye, that's right. The pirates answering to the Admiral's call back when the moon was fallen. Fought and died at Cartano the same as the rest of us. When they hear about the plan to salute all those who fell and those who didn't, I don't doubt they'll answer the call again.
I wish you all the luck in the world in recruiting those rogues to your cause. Excuse me, I burped. I had a little bit of caviar earlier today. You shall need it.
Very well, allow me to arrange the parley. Should you succeed in this feat, you may consider all of my remaining doubts answered. I bid you remember that you go to speak with pirates, lawless marauders all. Pray that you do not say aught to offend them, lest we find themselves with a mutiny on our hands. I still shall have the maelstrom summon the leaders of the 3 factions to the anchor yard. Pray, go there and complete your preparations.
Sure.
We are to parley with pirates. Truly, life has been a succession of unexpected events. Cheers for sticking with me, you two. I hope I can count on your support in this next set of negotiations and all. Of course, my lady. Alas, I fear the captains, those far-famed scourges of the seas, will prove rather less than biddable partners than Commodore Raynor did. While Ronswin of the Sanguine Sirens may be swayed by emotion, Carvalian of the Kraken's Arms is much more of a mercenary mind. The executioners, meanwhile, value honor and glory above all else. If there is aught that unites them, it is a zealous spirit. Let us argue with passion that we might inflame theirs. If it's passion you're after, I've got that in bleeding bucket loads. But I might need you two to jump in again, in case me tongue decides to tie itself in an half-inch. Just say the first thing that comes into your heads, and I'll pick up after.
Yeah, alright.
Come on then, dearies, let's head over to the anchor yard and get this parley started.
I get it, it's like get this party started, but it's parley. Yeah, it's... Once again, the lack of aetherite over by that area is the bane of my existence. Well, this is actually running a little bit longer than I thought it was, so we will probably not do any Dark Knight leveling on stream today. I still gotta get dinner, and while the rain I love listening to, I have just realized now does put a slight complication in my original plan to just DoorDash for dinner tonight, so I'll have to think of something else. How convenient that we were just over here, too. Hi. Hi, Ronswin. Hi, random dude. Can you at least come over and stand by the other two? Please?
Thanks for coming. The reason we asked you here is... Aye, the Maelstrom summons laid it out for us loud and clear. You want us to help you with the rise in fireworks. And the answer's no. When my sirens fire a broadside, it's to send our enemies to the bottom of the briny, not to paint pretty pictures in the sky for drylanders to gawp at. We've got better things to be doing with our time. 'Tis a rare occurrence to be sure, but I find my opinion aligns with the Ronswins. Our time is precious, as I'm sure is yours. Let us hasten to draw these discussions to a close. I shall put it bluntly. I see no profit in this endeavor for myself and my men, so unless there is anything else... No profit? How sad that the great Carvalian should lose his nose for coin.
you would put the Admiral and the Yellow Jackets in your debt, and why it's the perfect opportunity to forge a deeper bond with Ronswen. You know, I wish it wasn't so easy to predict that this kind of answer would show up literally every single time Carvelian and Ronswen are in the same area. But it just happens every single time. Is it funny? Not really. It is a funny answer to pick for sure, but I don't know if it's the answer that Ruja would pick, you know? Let's neg him a little bit. I did not come here to be insulted. If you know of a method by which the Krakens might stand to gain from this that I do not, then state it, or else hold your tongue. Or better yet, allow me to hold it for you. The sheer scale of the spectacle we propose would no doubt draw all the lords and ladies of the realm to gather in the city, personages of high renown and deep pockets. Aye, and if they saw you lot working in hand with the maelstrom, it'd do wonders for your public image. Folks who normally wouldn't touch a pirate with the barge pole would be queuing up to do business with you. I do believe you have a point, poorly phrased though it may be. To win legitimate business, one must project the image of a legitimate businessman. Sod your image, and sod anyone who's too lily-livered to trade with us. They stick their barge poles up their backsides. What's in it for the sirens? You'll never guess, but there's another option that brings this up. If you won't consider them customers, consider them quarry. Don't you want to bring joy to the masses? And Carvelian's in. Don't you want to be
together?
No. I did pick this answer, by the way, and it's obviously not the right answer, but and when you say that, Carvelian's like, huh? What do you mean? Anyway, consider them quarry. Ha! You do realize our days of pillaging every ship we see are long gone? Quarry my arse. The Sanguine Sirens ain't all about the pirate life, though, are you? You run almshouses for the sick and injured and those with child, keep themselves busy with odd jobs such as come their way. Ruja as the I know what you are dog. Exactly, yeah. I know what you are. Straight! Fucking heterosexual loser. Them's your hunters, and the folk are drawn to the city to see the grand display, your quarry. I see where you're going with this. Get the girls to sell up Saul, selling food and grog and the like, and they make a killing, provided they had the right permits from the Yellow Jackets. You're a shrewd one, you. Maybe I could lend a hand myself. They do say the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Are you okay? What of the executioners? There is no dishonor in linking arms with Admiral Merlwib and the Maelstrom, surely? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was asleep.
You, Yellow Jacket, I want you to tell me one thing and tell it true. This is Limsalaminsa, the greatest port in the realm. You could find this fleet of yours without our help, and yet you come here begging for it. Why?
The way to a man's heart is through his arteries. Take that how you will. The best way to a man's heart is to stick your fucking fist through his chest and tear that fucking thing out. Like you're Indiana Jones in the fucking Temple of Doom. And then light it on fire and scream, Kalima! And then you're done. Cause I reckon you're the ones who need the rising most. Black sails only came together cause of cotton, no? You could have upped an anchor and sailed off into the sunset, but no, you fought like demons on those cursed flats. Made heroes of yourselves and martyrs. The way I see it, it's only right that those that lost the most when they stood to gain the least should be the ones to fire the salute to the departed. And salute to the departing, too. Calamity changed the lives of you pirates more than anything. If anyone should be celebrating new beginnings, it's those with new beginnings already begun. We should have led with that, actually.
Ha! Ha ha ha! So it's for our own good, is it? I'm heading back to the Astalesia. Send word when you've hammered out the details of this display, yes. We'll see what we can do.
prefer squishing and drinking the blood like squeezing a wet sponge. I mean, what? Yeah, that's pretty good, too. You don't get the roasted heart, though, that you do from Screaming Kali Ma. Aye, aye, Captain. Can't rightly say no to you now, can I? Lost a lot of good people back in Cartno. Let's send them all off with a bloody great bang. I will join you on one condition. In your reminiscent of Trauma Pass, you do not make a shameful spectacle of yourself. Pray do not force me to restrain you again.
I never forced you to do nothing. You keep your hands off me if you want to keep him, you randy bastard.
Quite the fragile flower, isn't she? Well then, I bid you adieu. My ships will not ready themselves. Whoopee! Wait, hang on.
Yippee!
There we go. My hearty congratulations to both of you. It was my honor to play a supporting part, but it was your passion for the Rising that swayed them. And breathe. God, I was so nervous I could hardly speak. Thanks so much for chipping in when you did. Could have never got him on our side without you. Right then, time to put the finishing touches on this plan of mine. It's going to be wonderful, I just know it. Oh, and about your reward, I've given it to the minstrel. You can grab from him. To new beginnings, lass, and may the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. Hi. You did a great service, my friend, both for Lady Ayoyo and for all those who would love the Rising, myself included. For that, I shall be ever grateful. I expect it shall be some hours before preparations for the grand finale are complete. Mayhap we could wait together? Sure, let's do it. Random Bionicle fact. Oh boy, it's been a while since I've done that. Here, let me queue one up real quick here. Oh, thank God, I do still have more. Whew, okay. One time, a mysterious crossbreed of the Krana, which are the little kind of meldable masks that control the Borok, and a Krata, the slugs that control the Rakshi, attached itself to Toa Oniwa and gave him a vision of a Toa named Krakua, who worked for the Order of Matanui before Vakamo ripped it off his face and then decided to never talk about that shit ever again. And that was just a thing that happened, and then it was just like, alright, cool, let's move on with our fucking lives. Nobody talk about this ever again. While we wait, would you care to hear a verse that has lately come to me? It is a song of celebration, of encouragement, for all those who sail for unknown shores. Pray, lend me your ears. Sure. I wish some of this stuff was voiced so I could give myself a break, but ugh. Ugh! I heard the fucking PlayStation 2 startup sound there. Back here, on the ship. Oh, at least it's not an airship this time. Is anybody driving it? Greetings, warrior of light. Oh, he is actually driving it this time. That's cool. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, and perhaps not. Hang on a second, I need to get something. Okay. There we go.
My name is Igor. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. It fucking blew in here! Yep. Next Velvet Room, guys? Just a ship on the middle of the ocean. The road we have walked upon has been long and winding, full of perils and pitfalls, but we have enjoyed every step in your company. We hope that you feel the same about this last great leap. With every adventure we undertake, the longer the legacy we leave behind us. Yet a lengthy history need not mean a foreshadowed future. Many adventures yet await. We shall continue to chart a course into the great unknown, one that takes in all the diverse wonders this wide world has to offer, that your legacy might grow even greater. To be certain, it would be a less trying task to sleepwalk ever onwards down the same well-furrowed path, yet to venture down paths untrodden, believing them in the bright and glorious future that lies beyond them, is by far the more rewarding. This is the gift that we wish to deliver unto you, the gift of adventure. And we pray with all our hearts that you will continue to walk with us. We thank you for joining us on this journey, heretofore and hereafter. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. One cannot know what fills the hearts and minds of those who look upon the sky this rising night. Perhaps you and I will see very different images in those explosions of light and color. But one thing I know for certain, that right here, right now, we look to the same sky. And although the paths that lay ahead of us may lead in very different directions, sometime, someplace, they shall cross again. Alright, that's it. That's enough of that. It was a funny joke, but, you know. And the moon turns green suddenly. Oh, wouldn't that be fucked up? We have to go back to the moon. Oh god, Nyx! 'Tis almost time for the display to begin. Why do you always black out when I play my songs, by the way? It's really rude. The consummation not only of our labors, but the thoughts and prayers of the people of this fair city. A salute for the departed, and for those who set sail into unknown waters. Many adventures yet await you, my friend. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. He plays it again and we get set back into another dream and Naoki's there again. Hey, there's some familiar faces there too. From eastern sea to eastern sky, the sacred sun ascends, and voices stir of wind, of waves, of ropes, of sails, of friends, who like the golden light of dawn that streams across the sea, set sunlit sail for foreign lands, may fortune follow thee. Her journey done, so sinks the sun below the western waves, and memories stir of friends of yore asleep in watery graves. Let not our voices raised in song disturb your endless sleep, but join us in our chorus, and you dream among the deep. There's the Forge Master Hanaja. An excerpt from an ancient mariner's song, a prayer for the safe return of those who sail o'er the far horizon, and for the peace of those who sleep beneath those same eternal waves. It concludes with a wish that the voices of those whose spirits are stirred in anticipation of new adventures reach the ears of those whose adventures ended too soon, that they might be united as one. A fitting sentiment for the rises, methinks. And so I offer you my own heartfelt wish, that even should your adventures carry you far beyond the far-flung horizon of this wide world, we should meet again, once more, in a 12 months' time, and look upon the same sky together. Bam. Wow.
The meteor.
We did it. I'm not reading that. We haven't met this fucking character yet. And shove that in the saddlebag, and we'll worry about that later. Woohoo! All right, let's look at some cameos, shall we? You turn and see the proprietor of the Drowning Wench. Wow, I know that guy. Hello, Basteron.
If it ain't the old pal Rouja, here to bring the old bird for guidance,
Beg the old bird for guidance too, are ya? Shadajbi said you had an hand in this year's fireworks. Not a bad job you made of them, neither.
Sorry, I burped. I had some caviar earlier.
You met Sadaji down in Hawker's Alley, aye? Sent her to pick up some stock for the wench, but did you know what she brought me back? Only a bottle of bleeding Bacchus. Paid for it out of her own pocket, she did, to thank me again for saving her life. Don't know if she's so hung up about it. The girl's paid me back 100 times over with all her hard work over the years. Felt a bit bad accepting it, like, but, well, a bottle of Bacchus is a bottle of Bacchus. Reckon it's you we should be thanking anyway for that marvelous display. All the ships in the arbor, the fire in the sky, brought back a lot of memories. Some good, some bad, but every one of them worth remembering. And we ain't done making them yet. You'll be off on your next adventure soon enough, I wager. Well, you can't rightly be striding around on an empty stomach now, can you? Come to the wench and we'll fill up your belly. I am in the Hungy FC. Alright. You hear footsteps approaching. We see the head chef of the Bismarak. Hello, Lingsath.
Well,
I come to feel Limlane's breath on me face, only to find the faithless Bassam whispering in the air of another. I have been keeping Rouja. You know, it may not be a great idea to talk about her like that. Just generally speaking, you know. Whatever.
Here we got you to thank for that rising display.
I always been singing your praises from Fisherman's Bottom to the Coral Tower. Really?
What, surprised to know her? Lim's is a small place, lass. Hardly a day goes by I don't see a yellow jacket or several in the Bismarck, whether it's to sup up on the finest food and wine this side of the sea, or to clap the irons on those who have tapped the casks a touch too thirstily. Suppose an adventurer like you mightn't have noticed, always coming and going as you are, but stick around the city for a while and you'll see. The jackets ain't just axes for ire, they're true friends of the common folk. Ayoyo was a retainer before the calamity struck, you know. Her master had a thing for fireworks. Every time they came back from their wanderings, they'd load her down with an 100-weight of spouts and spinners they'd picked up from God knows where. Day and night you'd see her down in the market ward, beaming that sunny smile of hers at every passers-by, trying her damnedest to flog the stuff. Enjoyed the work, I reckon. But then Dalmud fell. She lost her master. Literally lost him. The way she tells it, it was though as if the calamity burned a hole in her memory and they fell straight through. Couldn't remember their face or nor their name. But she never forgot the fireworks, the amount of gunpowder that went through her hands over the years. She couldn't help but learning about making things go bang. An apprenticeship with the cannoneers later, and she was a yellow jacket. So when I heard they were the ones who'd put in charge of the Rising display, I knew she'd be the first to volunteer. The Rising, the fireworks, they mean a lot to her. And as a friend, they mean a lot to me. So thank you. That, right there, is probably one of the most important and most interesting lore drops in this entire event. Because if I'm understanding correctly, I think it implies that Ayoyo used to be the retainer of the previous Warriors of Light. I wonder, I'm curious to know if that is any different if you have a legacy character, but I sincerely doubt it. And finally, the big lady herself. Ma'am.
Rouja, this is a coincidence. Raina was just telling me of the role you played in putting the display together. I'm sure all those who gathered in my city to witness it were as moved as I. A salute to all those who set sail for new adventures. It shall surely resound in their hearts and give them strength and courage in the years to come. And a salute to the fallen, too, was it not? Many and more lost their lives on the fields of Cartano, the men and women of the Black Sail chief among them. I thank you for giving those who survived them this chance to put their grief to more productive ends.
I thank you for giving the celebrations an unmistakable touch of salt, too. This year's rising was not merely in Limsa, but of her. I look forward to seeing how future host cities follow our example. But for now, let us focus on the present. I'm sure I have kept you from your business for far too long already, and I must return to mine. I must offer my prayer to Limelaine and be on my way. Fare you well, Ruja. I wish you safe voyages for the year to come. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. And that is all of the little thingamajigs that we have access to. Sadly, once again, because we have not finished Endwalker, we do not have access to the last two. If you're curious about what they are, I'll just tell you what the prompts that they give you are. The stand-in leader of the Bloody Executioners, who's a character that shows up in post-Shadowbringers first, and then later becomes a little bit more important in Endwalker, and also shows up a lot alongside a certain Ishgardian noble who he has a friendship with. And the other one is a lone wanderer and his baby monkey. And if you know, you know. See? I told you it'd be worth the journey. I don't recognize these two, but I think they're probably from something. I just don't remember. Well, time to do that real quick. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Many and more have come from far afield to enjoy the festive atmosphere of Limsa this rising. Now that your work is done, be sure to bask in it yourself. Oh, did none of you guys actually look at it? Man, come on, you guys. I know these events are nothing, but come on. Sometimes they have cool shit. Oh well, that's why I'm here, I guess. To tell you that it happens. Haven't even done the event yet? Oh, well, okay, that's fair. I only just did it today, so that's, you know, I don't blame you for that. But with that out of the way, with the Rising complete, I think that is probably where we are going to call it here for tonight. I still have to get myself dinner, as I said. I still have Dark Knight to level. But it's coming along. Level 41, so only 9 more levels to go. And trust me, it's so funny seeing me walking around in this armor again. The return of the stupid-looking armor. So, look forward to that next time. So, just, actually, I'll just mention real quick. Right now, I think probably the plan is to do another, we're gonna do more Overlord next time, so probably this coming Sunday is probably when that's gonna happen. And then we will do Dark Knight. I will definitely have it by 50 at that point. That'll be more than enough time to get it up there. And then hopefully after that should be enough time for me to get Machinist up to 50, and so on and so forth. So, as usual, look forward to that. Just as a reminder, generally speaking, I'm gonna currently I would say Thursdays and Sundays are the 2 days that I'm probably most available to stream. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have too much else to talk about. Not really anybody I'm interested in rating right now, so we will just stop here for today. Anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me, and I will see you all next time.